Chow, what's up everybody? All right, we're walking home after a Sunday night of vlogging. What do we got here? Sugar baby. I smell a sugar baby. Sugar baby, sugar daddy, sugar baby. Yep. Oh, she's giving him the sugar baby hug. Get it, baller. All right, in this video, we are going to talk about where is the cheapest place to live in southern Vietnam. So if you're on a budget and you can't even afford Saigon, but you want to have a nice place and have your money go a long way, I'm talking like $500–600 total a month where you can live super comfortably. It's going to be Vung Tau. And people are going to say other places, but I think Vung Tau is the best, cheapest place in South Vietnam. So we're going to get in this video and talk about it. I happen to have a lot of experience with a lot of friends that live in Vung Tau very cheaply. You can get an apartment that's pretty nice for $200 a month, $250. That's maybe 8 blocks, 10 blocks from the beach, maybe a mile from the beach. There's definitely plenty of hotties in Vung Tau still. So if you're looking to date, you can definitely do that. Is it going to be more slow? Yes. Is it not nearly as fast-paced as the good old city of Saigon? Of course. But you readily have access to Saigon. You can take the limo van, I think it's 3.5 hours, or the ferry, I think is 3.5 hours as well. So you can easily access Saigon when you need to come access it. It's not that big of a deal. You can rent a house for a very affordable price too. You can get like a modern house, pretty adjacent to the beach, pretty close, for 10 to 15 million a month. Even cheaper, depending on how old it is. So I mean, it's very possible to live very affordably. You could easily live in Vung Tau for $1,000 a month. Like everything, that's all your bills, your rent, food, everything included. Going out and having a few beers, all in for $1,000. And I'm sure some of my Vung Tau crew will weigh in the comment section here, but as far as I know, besides for other parts, sure there's like Bentry and Mekong and stuff like this, but I think Vung Tau has a bit more charm because you're actually on the beach and you get all the tourists that come in on weekends. So you have a little bit more access to inventory, even if it's only on a short-based time scale. But I think Vung Tau is the play. Especially if you're over 50. She's cute and white. Especially if you're over 50, it's perfect for you. There is going to be a large expat community of Australian dudes that are definitely older dudes that drink all day, and that's fine. Just let them be. They're actually really nice guys. You know, I've never had any problems in Vung Tau. There's a huge Australian expat community there. So doubly, if you're Australian, you're over 50, and you want to live somewhere cheap, you'll fit right in. And like I said, there's action there.
I recognize you from YouTube.
Yes, sir.
What's your name again?
Chris.
Oh, yeah.
Fat and Brooks channel.
Yeah, that's right. I see you. So
I appreciate you watching.
I've been watching. And then, so you get connected with Maximum College?
No, I'm not going to connect with those. Totally different.
You guys are
We're
like
totally separate
You
content.
are different style.
Totally separate style altogether. They're better YouTubers than me too. They got way more subscribers. They do like the speaking Vietnamese thing. I don't do any of that.
That's true.
Yeah. I don't know shit of Vietnamese.
No.
I did bars.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, I'm the bar.
You did the bars.
I go to the 5 best bars, 5 best restaurants. That's me.
You mean the speakeasy bars?
Yes.
No, the other guy did.
The other guy did speakeasy, but I do a lot of the bars and stuff too. I give guides to like District 1, like where to go in District 1.
Oh, okay.
Best restaurant, best bars, all kinds of shit.
What about best bar?
Best bar? Yeah, I've got that. I've got best everything. I've got more videos than all the other YouTubers. I put out 2 a day.
Oh, wow.
7 days a week. So like 14 videos every week.
Oh, really?
I'm up to like 1,300 videos now.
So, do you live here permanently now?
Yeah. I've been here about now.
Oh.
3 years.
Wow.
Well,
Wonderful.
Well, it was nice to meet you. I'm filming a video right now. Take it easy. Enjoy your trip. Nice to meet you. Take care. Hello. I wouldn't call that quite a fan. He just probably randomly watches the channel, which is what a lot of people do. I have no problem with that. I don't know of another guy that's reviewed speakeasies. It's possible though. But definitely my top 5 bars and top 5 restaurant guy is pretty popular. So people stop me on that one a lot. And those guides are pretty comprehensive. If you haven't checked them out, there's all good places on there. We're still compiling the top 10 Vietnam restaurants for District 1. That's a video I've been shooting over a month's span because there's so many places. Yeah. And the Vietnamese top 10 stuff is very subjective to the person. Like, everybody's got their favorite pho place. Everyone has their favorite banh mi. Everyone's got their favorite something. You know, there is no one concise answer that you'll get usually from one person to agree on the best of Vietnamese food style restaurants, which is totally fine. We've all got our own opinions. So that was interesting. You heard a little bit of a talk with that guy. He asked me if I ever work with Max McFarland. Never will happen. Those guys are way better YouTubers than me. You know, props to them. They could learn Vietnamese, and they've got a angle they stick to. So good for them, man. They're definitely making more money and doing better than I am, which is okay. You know, that's how life works. Not everybody's going to be at the top of their field, and I recognize that and know that. So hats off to Max and Chris and all those guys over there. They do a great job. Nothing but love. So anyways, back to the Vung Tau talk. Yeah, it's a, you know, I go to Vung Tau not as frequently as I should because I've been so busy, but I think that's going to be the next spot we're going to go film because it's easy for me to go over there. My buddy's got a house there. You know, I stay for free. We hang out. We have a fun time. So I actually like him a lot. He's one of my best mates here. We both are a lot alike, even though we've got a 20-year age spread. He might as well be a 35-year-old guy, the way he thinks and acts. So he's fun to hang out with. Always a good time. And he's one of the few guys in Vietnam that I know that doesn't really drink that much, and he's not like an alcoholic. So it's always different to see that. It's a 1000. Z900 probably, or Z1000. That's a big boy motorcycle. So yeah, I get this question a lot, like, can you live in Saigon for $1,000 a month? I'm gonna say no. There's gonna be other people that tell you yes. And sure, you theoretically probably can. It's gonna not be the greatest apartment. You're gonna be in a Vietnamese apartment for sure. Or you're gonna be in a super, super non-desirable location, or an hour away from the center of the city, which is technically not even in the city anymore. And for me, what's the point of living in the city if it takes you an hour on a motorcycle to drive in? I don't see the benefit in that, just to save on some rent. I mean, it's up to you. If you want to do that, you can, but I would say if I'm going to go for that cheap living, if I was on this super crazy budget and I had just a certain amount of money that came in per month, and I had to make things happen for $500 to $700 total each month and live comfortably next to an ocean, Vung Tau is where I would position myself. 100%, without a doubt. Other places that I would give honorable mentions to, there's one other place I'd actually pick over Vung Tau, but this video is kind of about Vung Tau, and that would be Nha Trang. I thoroughly enjoy Nha Trang. I think we know that. I think we've heard that in the channel quite a few times, that I'm a huge proponent of Nha Trang. The only thing with Nha Trang is it can be even slower than Vung Tau. Vung Tau, the charm with Vung Tau is you always have Saigonese coming in on the weekend. You have festivals going on a lot. There's just a lot more going on. Nha Trang can be pretty slow for a pretty big chunk of the year when the weather's not the best and it's raining a lot. But that's another place you could potentially check out. You know, if I had to pick and I had to live on 1,000 or under, I would pick Nha Trang. But if I was over 50, I'd probably pick Vung Tau. You know, it's all relative to like what you like. I would not be picking Saigon though if I had just 1,000 to spend per month. I just wouldn't, because you cannot get a quality apartment that's anywhere good location-wise. You know, Vung Tau, you can get a quality cheap apartment and you're still kind of in the heart of the city. You're where the action is at. Same with Nha Trang. So I mean, I gotta turn my camera this way. Coming up on the ladies. I don't want to get massacred. All right, let me turn off and switch batteries. I'll be right back. All right, so yeah, we're back. So I switched batteries, like we were talking about. I would be picking between Vung Tau and Nha Trang, and I would take a look at each one and see what suits your needs. You've got Da Nang up north, but this video is focusing on the south. When we go to Da Nang, actually, is when we're going to break down the price guide of apartments and stuff there, and you can see the total cost of living. All these things are scheduled for this year. We're also going to go to Nha Trang, and we're going to price out a bunch of apartments there. We're going to go to Vung Tau, price out apartments there for you, and show you like cost of living there as well. Some working girls running away. Post haste to avoid the camera. It's a dangerous place to record now, straight up. Like it is not. I do not advise recording as a YouTuber in Japantown at night. You can film on the street outside here, but don't go inside. You'll get your ass kicked now. They're looking for that dude. Like, no joke. I think he records his content like really backdates it, but that dude's like #1 hit list for Japantown. They very much so know what he does, and they know what he looks like now. So I'd be very surprised if you see new content from him here over the next 6-month period. He'd be a very ballsy dude if so. And what he does is just absolutely disgraceful, man. None of these girls want to be on camera. Not one of them, dude. Just think about it. If they wanted to be on camera, do you know how many YouTube videos you would see of dudes walking around in there? You would see one up every week of every new YouTuber that comes here, and there's, I promise you, 100 a day that land. And they would be filming all up in there all the time if they could. That's why all the live streamers go to Bitexiko now. Because that's the only place that allows you with girls like that to film. Like, this place has become a fucking super no film hot zone. We got Pasture Bar on a Sunday night, pretty dead. It's a pretty slow night for tonight. Somebody re-picked up the Sky Spa, but it's all these fucking old grandmas. So there's no interest for me there, or anybody in my opinion. They're literally like 45-year-old ladies there in dresses. I'm sure there's a market tell for that market. So back to the question at hand. Vung Tau and Nha Trang are my two recommendations. Nha Trang, you could get a pretty cheap, good apartment on the beach pre-COVID for I think about $500-600 a month, which is pretty affordable. And then if you're coming in at $500 a month, if you're not going out and drinking and doing crazy shit and kind of cooking at home a little bit and then eating out, you probably get away with $1,000 a month there too. You'd be very hard pressed for me to recommend staying in Saigon and trying to live here for $1,000 or less anywhere in the interior of the city. You can go out to like Thu Duc in District 9 and way out there in District 2 and live pretty cheap, but and again, it's at a cost of taking an hour commute each way to go somewhere, anywhere of value. But if you're happy staying at home, like that's the only thing I could see at that Vin Homes in District 9. If you're somebody that stays at home 24/7 and cooks, great. If you don't need to go anywhere, that'll work for you. Come on. But for most people, staying at home 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in a metropolis isn't going to work for them. So yeah, that's the video. Of course, let me know what you think. If you do live in Vung Tau now or Nha Trang, of course, chime in. Let me know what your life is like there. It'd be great to know your total cost of everything too, so we could kind of, you know, get a census in the comment section. Like I said, I'm actually going to shoot that for myself. That'll be part of my upcoming content in the next 6 months. Because I'll be able to go to those places on like a 2-day trip and just film exactly what we're there to do. So, thank you guys for watching. This is my 4th video of the night. Time for me to go home and edit, go to sleep, get up, work out, and start the week. I hope you guys all have a fantastic week. I hope these videos were really helpful for you. If they were, it'd be really cool if you subscribe to the channel. That'd be the coolest thing you could do. And if you don't want to, no worries. Of course, we've got a bunch of additional content on Patreon as well. So if you want to go on over to the Patreon and check that out, I talk about things that I wouldn't talk about on the YouTube channel. And there is a lot of content on there. So stay frosty. Have a great week. See you on the next one. Peace out.